that has to be my favorite little strip of road thus far. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Back on the S1000RR. Getting a little saddle time in before I have to go up back to the track next weekend at Lime Rock up here in Connecticut. Should be a good time. It's a BMW only event, cars and bikes, so it's gonna be interesting. Thank you. I kind of want to put a little video together about having this bike for more than a couple months now, sort of a long-term review. I got 2,000 miles on the bike now, and I just wanted to impart my thoughts thus far, having the bike long-term. Now, if you've watched my review, that I'll link up in the top here, you'll notice I mentioned that I was lukewarm to the bike, and frankly, I was, and now I can't get enough of this bike. I cannot get enough of riding this bike. This bike is beyond awesome. Everything about it is just awesome. Now, that's not to say that I still have my little gripes with it, but man, putting in the time, I realize why this bike is top dog. And I'm not going to put down the Panigale, because that Panigale was an insanely cool, insanely fast, insanely great bike. But I feel like the BMW S1000RR is just, it is just a complete package. Whereas the Ducati, where I had just absolutely just raw power on the straight, it kind of felt tough to turn sometimes, you know, getting into turns, initiating into turns. It was kind of tough. This, on the other hand, it's just effortless. This bike is, it's just effortless to ride. You know, this is the second time I've been stuck behind well drillers today.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
In my review, I didn't quite go into the gripes, minus the throttle mapping, but there are a few other gripes I have with the bike in terms of electronics, what you can't do. So we'll get into that. So first and foremost, I still have to bring it up. It is the flat spot in the torque curve at 4,000 RPM. Particularly in second gear. Third gear, it's a little better. I do have this chipped, so to speak, tune from Max BMW, and I pretty much did it right on the spot. After I kind of got it unlocked, or I did get it unlocked rather, from the 600-mile service, I told them, hey, do you guys offer some sort of Euro spec tune or anything? And they said that they did, and they did. So they loaded me up, but there is still a noticeable dip in the torque curve at 3,000 RPM or 4,000 RPM. I feel it the most at the track. I've noticed that bringing down DTC, the dynamic traction control, down to say 4, 5, 6 actually helps with that kind of torque management, so to speak. Gives you a little more oomph, or feels like it gives you a little more oomph in those lower RPMs in second gear. Third gear is, you know, it's third gear, you rip, it's good, it feels all right. I kind of want to be in second gear sometimes, so that's kind of rough. Perhaps I'll do a Brent tune flash, see if that clears up that issue. Not that it's an issue, but it's a gripe. So the next gripe I want to talk about is something in the electronic suite. Again, first and foremost, the electronic suite in here is phenomenal, right? The electronic suspension, you can dial in traction control, wheelie control, you name it, you want to control it, pretty much you can control it, right? Now, the issue that I have here is the ability to do it, number one, is an option. The Rider Mode's Pro. That's kind of a gripe there, that you got to pay extra for it. Number two, it doesn't allow you to keep your personal rider modes on the regular mode, right? You have to put this into racetrack mode to unlock or allow for your custom settings. And I kind of find that dumb, for lack of better words, because, you know, if I want to go on a spirited canyon, or not canyon, I have canyons here, but if I want to go on like a spirited little ride that I was just doing back there in the back roads, or if I'm on the highway, I kind of want my dialed in settings, right? You can't, you're relegated to using the standard rider modes, rain, road, sport, or dynamic, and frankly, all of those settings, to me at least, are super hard in the rear. They're sprung too tight in the rear, honestly. You can't use the fun little doohickeys that this has with the Rider Companion, so you can't use the navigation or the on-screen Bluetooth for your music, which, like I said, if I'm jamming out on a nice little spirited drive to my music, it'd be cool to have it right up on my screen. But I also have my dialed in rider settings for whatever type of road I'm tackling, right? So I kind of, that's a big fault in my opinion. Hopefully it could be a firmware update, or I don't know, but maybe, hopefully. Now, one of the other gripes that I have with this bike is there's a hill assist, which I absolutely hate. Hill assist I hate the most, so thank you, sir. So what happens is, if it detects that you're on a hill, the little H comes up and it holds the rear brake. Or if you're on a decline and you sort of want to just coast for a little bit, it won't do it. So you literally have to, you know, get out, literally get it out of the hill assist, and I kind of don't like that. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, yeah, it's a little annoying. Enough with the gripes that I have, and I feel like they're justified gripes. And let me talk a little bit more about what I do like about the bike, or some of the more nuanced points that I like about the bike. You know, the ability to change your rider mode on the fly is awesome. I've been trying to dial in my settings at the track, and it's been great to kind of have my 3 rider modes, something a little looser in the morning, just to get everything kind of, all the oil and everything kind of moving, right? The shocks, everything kind of moving. Then I have something progressively a little tighter. And then my 3rd rider mode is what I think for me right now is the most optimum for on the track, right? In terms of braking support and overall suspension travel and whatnot. So I really like that. You know, as it's been getting colder, the other thing I've been truly enjoying are the heated grips. Frankly, I can't use heat level number 3 because it frankly burns my hands even through gloves. So I've put it on 2. Usually 2 is good, and I have it on right now. As everything gets a little cooler, it's such a nice little touch that, you know, pretty much no super bike that I know of outside of this BMW has heated grips. You usually find that in sport tours, adventure tours, or any of those, right? So I'm not going to follow you because you're slow. Oh yeah, good. Go bye-bye. Go bye-bye. All right, Tesla. To the moon. Let's go. Are you turning or are you not turning? Come on. Come on. You know, frankly, as I'm riding, I'm kind of trying to pick out some of the more nuanced things that I like, but honestly, I think it's just the sum of its parts. The bike as a whole is just phenomenal. Everything just as a unison, as an orchestra, works perfectly. It imparts so much confidence that it's just unreal, right? As the weather's getting colder, we're gonna try and incorporate a little more whiskey into the Bikes and Bourbon channel. Go figure, right? That's the other half of the channel's name. Might as well get some more whiskey in. So we're gonna do a little more whiskey-centric videos coming up. We're gonna bring on some special guests to kind of help us along there, and that'll be really cool. And looking forward to next year, God willing, we're gonna look for, rather I'm gonna look for a 600 or 750, and we're gonna try and see if we can get our toes into competing, you know, whatever races that we might have locally. So that's gonna be really fun, and we'll probably take you along the journey of buying the bike, getting it set up for the track, and you know, hopefully you guys can enjoy that little bit of content when we do get to it. So, you know, this year was a year where I was like, you know what, I really want to start going to the track. I really want to start improving my skills as a bike rider, particularly at the limit, right? So now I'm sort of like, okay, cool. I kind of got a good basis, I think. Now I kind of want to take it just that little step extra. And while as much as I love the S1000RR on the track, I feel like I'll be better suited on a smaller bike to really hone in on corner entry, corner speed, you know, where I don't have a lot of power to get me out of trouble. So I think that's going to be really important as my progression as a rider continues. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that wraps it up for today. Please subscribe if you haven't. Would it be really nice to get 100 subscribers? I know I'm shooting really high here. 100 subscribers would be great. I could get a URL, you know, the youtube.com/bikes and bourbon. If I only get 100 subscribers, I think that's the rule. So please subscribe. I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me at Sergi_Serge. Find me there. You can find most of the videos that we upload on YouTube on the gram. And with that, see you in the next one.